Well, if one square root or one radical wasn't scary enough, now I've got to give you two. And so as usual, it's going to get harder and harder. So what we want to do on this one is kind of the same procedure. We knew if we isolated one of the square roots, we would be able to square it. So what we need to do with this problem is we need to get a square root on each side of the equal sign. So that means I'm going to need to add the square root of x minus 3 to both sides of the equation. And when I do that, I'm going to come up with the square root of x plus 5 equals 2 plus the square root of x minus 3. So as we talked about in the past, how do we get rid of the square root? Well, we're going to have to square both sides. So I'm going to square both sides. Left side doesn't look too bad, but all of a sudden as I'm writing this, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what did I just get myself into? And that's right, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to FOIL or use one of the shortcuts on the right hand side. So the left hand side is easy, the square root of anything squared is just that thing. Now what I want you to do is I want you to actually FOIL this out or use one of the tricks and then come back and check your answer. When you multiply the right hand side, hopefully you got what is written currently on the screen. Now we still need to combine like terms on the right hand side. So I've got 4 minus 3, which is 1, and then I've got an x, and then I also have 4 square roots of x minus 3. Okay, so we're still looking good, but we still got a problem. We have got a radical still. So what if we try to get everything that's not a radical on one side and everything that's attached to that radical on the right hand side? So basically what I'm saying is we just want to get this term right here all by itself on the right hand side. So I need to subtract 1 and subtract x from both sides. Oh, and how convenient is that? The x's are going to cancel. And so on the left hand side, I'm simply going to be left with 4 equals 4 square root x minus 3. So now I can divide both sides by 4 to isolate the square root. So I'm going to come back up here. So I get 1 equals the square root of x minus 3. Whew. Nope, we're not done. So now that we've got a square root on the right, what are we going to have to do? We're going to have to square it to get rid of it. So I'm going to square both sides. And when I do that, 1 squared is just going to be 1, and then that's going to equal x minus 3. So I need to get x all by itself, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides. And so 4 equals x. Now, of course, you need to check that and validate, sorry about that. But in this case, it is a solution, and that would be your answer.